Hello and welcome to the Daily Mill for Friday the 16th of August 2024. In today's Millwall news, we start off with this from the South London Press, the londonnewsonline.co.uk. A highly rated Millwall youngster pens a new long-term deal after making professional debut. This is news that Alfie Massey has signed a new long-term contract. So Millwall have announced that Alfie Massey has signed a new long-term professional contract at the Den. The 18-year-old midfielder, who's risen through the ranks in SC16, will now continue his sterling work with the Lions for the foreseeable future. Alfie, a regular for Larry McAvoy and Chris Perry's under-18s, and Kevin Nugent's under-21s, took his chance with Neil Harris's first-team squad during 24-25 pre-season period, impressing in Spain in particular. Massey was named on the bench for the opening day championship defeat against Watford before earning his potential debut at Portsmouth in the first round of the EFL Cup. He played 65 minutes as the Lions progressed through to round 2. Alfie's shown his qualities as a person. His training standards are immaculate, said Harris following the win at Fratton Park. They're top drawer, and that's something I really expect from young players at this club. He's a really good player, and he's got huge potential. And for him to make his debut in a game like that is something he and his family will never forget. I look forward to seeing him flourish in the coming years at this football club. So there you go. Obviously, we don't know how long that new deal is. The club have seemingly taken to calling 2-year deals long-term deals because it's more than 1 year, but could be. You would imagine he had a contract till the end of the season, so maybe it's an extra 2 years minimum. So maybe 3 years this season, another 2. But there you go. Now moving on to this from the southernnews.co.uk. Harris challenges squad to make most of Mill first team chances. So again, it looks like we've had Alfie Massey took the chance that he got and has earned him a new contract. So Neil Harris wants his squad to make the most of opportunities to impress whenever they arise. The Lions boss drafted in 6 fresh faces for the starting 11 for Tuesday's 1-0 Cup victory at Portsmouth, and now has to decide whether to mix things up again back in the Championship at Bristol City this weekend. Alfie Massey, Macaulay Langstaff and keeper Liam Roberts all made their first ever competitive starts in the Millwall shirt, with Danny McNamara, Wes Harding and Adomi Amaku also drafted into the starting lineup. Roman SA sealed a welcome first win, handing Harris a welcome selection dilemma tomorrow's game, and with several key names still unavailable through injury or suspension at Ashton Gate, the Den gaffer is challenging those chosen to keep giving him something to ponder. Harris told Millwall TV, I thought the boys that stepped in the other night, all 6 changes, I thought done really, really well. They showcased their potential to play. Alfie, we know, we've been extremely patient with. He's a young man who has sort of found his way into the group by default, with the utmost of respect, and he's grabbed it with both hands. He's really, really impressed us, and we look forward to working with him over an extended period of time, not just over the coming weeks or months. And when you're talking about players like Danny McNamara and Wes Harding, you're talking about first team stalwarts in Championship football. Those players are already made players to be in the team, and they want to be in the team, and they are expected to be in the team. And that's the standards that we want, and that's the competition for places we want. When you're missing in particular, Jeff Tanganga, Zion Fleming, Billy Mitchell and Mario Wallace, you're talking about 4 players who probably fall into the category of being in your core group of players, and then players have to step in and take their opportunities, and we have to balance the squad like the other night with the rotation of players. Obviously, it went right the other night. We have to make sure we keep doing that. Indeed. Now, moving on to this. Also from the southernnews.co.uk, Honeyman, another piece from Honeyman. I think they interviewed him for the paper this week, the Southern News. Honeyman looking to build on Pompey's success at Bristol City. George Honeyman hopes Tuesday's 1-0 Cup win at Portsmouth will be the springboard for Millwall to kick on tomorrow at Bristol City. The Lions head west looking to put their first championship points on the board after last weekend's last-minute 3-2 defeat to Watford denied them a share of the spoils, having fought back to 2-2. But it was a different outcome at Fratton Park in midweek, where Remain SA's fine individual effort secured a second-round home tie with Leyton Orient. Honeyman's own display in the South Coast was particularly impressive, and he will be looking to build on that at Ashton Gate. He explained, I think it was important tonight for us to get a clean sheet because that's a big foundation for us, and we were happy with the performance to an extent on Saturday. We're never going to be complacent enough to accept getting beat and being happy with our performance, because that's a bit of a slippery slope. But there's a good feeling in the team. We're quite confident in our own abilities, and we're all looking forward to Saturday, earning some points and getting up that league. I'm delighted to get the win tonight, and hopefully there will be a bit of a swing in our step come on Saturday. Honeyman also revealed the atmosphere in the dressing room was a much improved one at Pompey compared to when the Lions suffered that late heartbreak against Watford. Oh, of course it is. Oh, that's easy. Winning football games, you can't beat that feeling. It's nice to win, obviously, in the cup. I would like to do it in the league on Saturday, but it just means on Thursday and Friday at the training ground there will be a much better atmosphere. It was a clean sheet and a good performance, especially in the first half. So it's definitely something to build on. Indeed. Still not got a new contract yet. Reminder, his contract runs out at the end of the year. Mill's 24-25 walkout jacket available to buy. This is called Some Stir. I think this made its debut at Portsmouth. Because obviously a night game, a little bit chilly, not that much. But yeah, they rocked this, and everyone was delighted. Shell suit, the old shell suit, a bit of nostalgia, retro. This is the Lions' first team squad are decked out in a navy blue number as they emerge from the tunnel. Now you can be too, with the jacket on sale online now and in store on Saturday the 17th. Claim yours in the link below. So yeah, you can see it there. Not particularly shiny, so it's got kind of like a soft plushy feel to it. It looks like, but yeah, I don't know. Not really my cup of tea. I'm not the age for that now. I'm a Londoner, I'm not a Scouse, so I'm a grown 40-year-old London man. I don't wear a shell suit. I don't live in Liverpool, so, but I'm sure the kids will enjoy it. And they seem to like the look of this one. So there you go. If you see that around and you're wondering what the hell is that, that's what it is. That's what everyone's got. Obviously, still quite hot today. Obviously it's August, supposed to be summer, September, but I imagine later on in the year when it gets a bit nippy, that this would be a big seller from the Lions store. Now, moving on to the game tomorrow. This is the preview from the club's official website, millfc.co.uk. Mill travel to Bristol City in the Sky Bet Championship on Saturday afternoon. The kickoff is at 3 p.m. Oh, how nice of them to let us kick off at 3 p.m. Following Tuesday night's victory at Portsmouth in the Carabao Cup first round, the Lions return to league action, looking to get back on track following last weekend's cruel late defeat to Watford. Neil Harris will not be able to call upon the services of Murray Wallace, Billy Mitchell, Adam Mayer, Zion Fleming for the trip to Ashton Gate, with Jeffert Tenga also missing as he serves the final match of his 3-match suspension following a red card at Swansea City on the final day of the 23-24 season. The head coach must decide how many of that side that was victorious at Fratton Park will keep their places in the starting 11. He made 6 changes in midweek, with Liam Roberts, Wes Harding, Danny McNamara, Alfie Massey, Adomir Mako and Macaulay Langstaff all coming into the side. Kevin Nisbet, meanwhile, was also available should Harris wish to freshen things up in attack. Personally, I think we will probably see Maku start and SA drop to the bench. And you think, that's absolutely stupid. Why would you do that? He scored the winning goal. He played full 90 minutes, so I think it was probably pre-programmed that he would do that. And I think in terms of an away game in the league, you're not really going to have... you got more defending to do, shall we say. So I think that may be the case. Now, tickets for the visit to BS3 are now off sale. Overseas subscribers can watch this weekend's fixture on Mill TV with full information available at this link. Full match commentary will be available worldwide. But you need to subscribe to Mill TV audio subscription. And there you go. Now, moving on to the history of this game, we have played Bristol City many times over the years. We've been in the same division quite a bit. Starting out back in November 2022 was the first time we went to Bristol City. And we didn't win there for the first 6 games we played there. Finally won in 1931, a 2-1 win, and then after that 4-1 win. And again, we did not win. So that's them there. And we didn't win again until 1968, which is many years later. And we haven't won that many times there recently. So it was 1968, and then there was another tranche of games without a win, and then winning 1985, 1991, and so it is quite streaky. We have a run there we don't lose away at Bristol City in the 1980s, 1991. Obviously Teddy Sheringham's around there. 91, 93 was Alex Ray, etc. November 93, a draw 2-2, and then we go back to losing, and then we go from 1994 all the way to 2010 without a win. So it's quite streaky. So what streak are we on at the moment? Are we on a winning streak or are we on a losing streak? Well, we're on the best streak that we've ever had, because in the past 5 visits to Bristol City, we have won 4 games and only lost 1, and no draws. And when you think, so 4 wins in the last 5 visits, and you think before that we had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We had 7 wins in about 90 years, until even more than that, 100 years. 7 wins, or slightly less, 7 wins in 98 years on our trips to Bristol City. And in the past 5 seasons, we have won 4 of those games and only lost 1. So we are in a seemingly a winning streak. Although, could the streak end tomorrow, and could this be the start of another losing streak? You don't know. But yes, obviously, doesn't seem to be too good for them. They are at the level now where they're just like stuck in the Championship, not really trying to get up, not really threatened with going down. And we've obviously come up from League One, and grown into the Championship, and we're kind of 2 teams in the Championship, and we seem to have the mark over them at the moment, so that's good to see. Now, in terms of games in August, now quite a lot of the games are during the Christmas time, especially New Year's Day, 2nd of January 22, 1st of January 24. But in August, so August 2017 was a 0-0 draw. August 2010, opening day, that was 3-0. Remember that? We thought we were going to have a jolly old season that season, didn't we? 2010, 2011, 3-0 win up at Bristol City on the opening day. Any more August games? In 71 and 72, 2-2 draw, that was in August, and a 3-3 draw in August. And going back even further, another 2-2 draw on the 18th of August 1962. 26th of August 1952, that was a 0-0 draw. You know what? We haven't lost in August on our trips to Bristol City. We are unbeaten in August in Bristol City. Is that an omen? I don't know. Moving on to this. This is from sportsmole.co.uk. I'll be using these this season as long as they do this. Sky have decided to not publish a story, I guess, because people can't read anymore, and they've just put out their predictions as a podcast. So, yeah, that's not going to be happening. So here we go. The Written Word, ladies and gentlemen. The Written Word by Darren Plant of sportsmole.co.uk. Bristol City and Millwall square off at the Den on Saturday afternoon, each looking for their first Championship victory of the season. While the Robins also failed to progress in the EFL Cup, the visitors at least managed to get back on track with a victory in that competition. As a result of a positive pre-season campaign, Liam Manning would have had high hopes for his Bristol City side, making it a strong start to yet another year in the Championship. A 1-1 draw at Hull City could be perceived to be an excellent result, yet it was a disappointment having conceded a last-gasp equaliser from the penalty spot. Unlike the majority of second-tier teams, Bristol City were not presented with a tie against lower league opposition in the EFL. Instead, they're playing host to Coventry City. The Skies Blues would ultimately come through with a 1-0 triumph at Ashton Gate, leaving Bristol City still searching for their first success of the 24-25 season. On a positive note, the Robins did conclude the last campaign by collecting 13 points from their closing 5 fixtures on home territory. Meanwhile, Millwall went into the new season with optimism that they could pick up where they left off at the start of May, and Neil Harris placing his 8th win in 13 games. However, it was Watford who will come out on top in a 5-goal thriller last Saturday, defying a 2-goal comeback from the host to score a late winner. Harris has since witnessed his team respond to that disappointment with a 1-0 triumph away at fellow Championship side Portsmouth in the EFL Cup. Millwall have now prevailed by that scoreline in 3 successive away fixtures, and their supporters will hope for another result of that nature on Saturday. Indeed, it does look like, as mentioned previously, that we need to keep a clean sheet if we're to win games, and if we can't do that, then the best we're going to do is a 1-1. Or the worst we can do is a 1-1. Or no, the best. I don't know. You know what I'm saying. Although Sam Bowell needed to be withdrawn during the first half against Coventry through injury, the winger is unlikely to have started this fixture. Manning is expected to revert to a similar Bristol City 11 from the whole game, with Sinclair Armstrong potentially earning his spot in attack after Fali Mayula failed to net in the EFL Cup. Max Bird should get the nod as the most advanced in midfield 3, rather than Naki Wells being deployed as a support striker. Wes Harding could be brought into the Mill backline for Sean Hudson, having helped the Lions earn a shutout against Portsmouth. Danny McNamara is also an option at right back, but the remainder of the team from the Watford defeat may stay the same. Maybe, maybe not. So, we say Bristol City 1, Millwall 1. As 2 outside playoff candidates, both teams will recognise the importance of getting a win on the board. However, we feel that they could play out a hard-fought stalemate which may not feature many goals. So, yeah. What do I think? I think it's going to be a draw. We'll get on to that later. So, 37.5% people think it's going to be a draw, and 37.5% think it's going to be Bristol City. Obviously, no numbers there, so that could be like 5 people. I don't know. Moving on to this. From WhoScored.com, the head-to-head between the two clubs. The last 6 games, as mentioned, has been 4 wins for Millwall, 1 draw, 1 win for Bristol City, and 1 red card for Bristol City, and 11 yellow cards each. 6 goals for them, only 6 goals, and 10 goals for us. Amazing. So they scored 6 goals in the last 6 games. That's 1 a game, but 3 of those goals came in one of the games. So in 1 game they scored 3 goals. In the rest of the 5 games they shared 3 goals. So it looks like if they get their shooting boots on, they could win the game. But if they don't, they don't. Obviously, this is the table for whatever it means. We've got a little bit of a form. This is obviously away form for us, which is the Bristol win, a clean sheet and a win. Home form for them, they've only played the 1 home game. That was in the Cup, as mentioned midweek. They played against a team in the same division, much like us, and we won 1-0, they lost 1-0. I don't know what that means. Interestingly, if you look underneath, strengths and weaknesses, Mill apparently have a lot of strengths, and they have more weaknesses than us, so they avoiding fouling in dangerous areas. They're weak at protecting the lead. They're weak at aerial duels. Hello, Jake Cooper. Is it time? And they're weak at finishing scoring chances. Creating chances through individual skill, very strong. Coming back from losing positions, very strong. Well, we need to, don't we? Attacking set pieces, creating scoring chances, protecting the lead, and stealing the ball from the opposition. So there you go. Okay. So that's that there. Now we get onto the WhoScored.com prediction as we go down. That team, I think they pretty much nailed that, I think, except for Cooper would be on the other side of Hutchinson. Personally, I would play Harding over Hutch, and I would keep Jensen in goal because Roberts didn't really have much to do. I would probably keep Honeyman. I would definitely start with Langstaff. I would play Watmore, but I would play Watmore there actually, but try and get him and Honeyman to maybe like be a bit more fluid and get Watmore into the middle rather than going up and down. So instead of having Watmore going up and down the line, have Watmore going in and out. And instead of SA, I would have Maku over there and have him going up and down. Trying to win some corners so we can win the aerial duels and get the set pieces. So here we go. So the match facts: there have been under 2.5 goals scored in 9 of Bristol City's last 11 games. Bristol City have seen under 2.5 goals in their last 3 matches against Millwall in all competitions again. So under 2.5 goals that's 1-1, 2-0, 1-0, 0-0. Less than 3 goals. It's not 2-1. It's anything under a 2-1. So here we go. Summer signing Fali Mayulu thought he had won it on his debut last weekend when he put Bristol City ahead in the 84th minute, but a stoppage time penalty from Hull's Oscar Stupinan ensured that the spoils were shared at Ashton Gate. Liam Manning will be keen to secure a first win of the season against Millwall after watching a strong 11 lose to Coventry in the Cup on Tuesday night. A brace from winger Duncan Watmore wasn't enough to earn Millwall a point against Watford on the opening weekend as they came out on the wrong side of a 5-goal thriller in South London. Since then, Neil Harris's side has beaten Portsmouth in the 1-0 in the Carabao Cup thanks to an early Romain SA strike. And they say Bristol City 1, Millwall 1. I've got so we've got 1-1 from Sportsline, we've got 1-1 from WhoScored.com. I'm gonna have to go with that. I'll say 1-1 as well. I think if I were to say, I think we would probably score first, and then they would probably in the second half. It might be 0-0 half time. We score in the start of the second half, and then they score later on. So that's what I think. And on that note, thank you for watching, and goodbye.